Before we dive in, I need you to pay very close attention. What I'm about to show you isn't just shocking, it could save your life one day. Don't skip, don't click away, because by the end of this video, I'm going to share one simple tip that could be the difference between survival and disaster when the next storm strikes. Thousands of families on the East Coast learned the hard way during Hurricane Erin, and I don't want you to be next. So please watch carefully, because every second matters. The East Coast never saw it coming. In less than a single day, Hurricane Erin exploded into a monster, Category 5 powerhouse. Winds screamed across the ocean at over 160 miles per hour, and waves taller than houses smashed into America's shoreline like a giant fist dot in North Carolina. Highways disappeared under the sea. Roads people drove on every day were swallowed by raging floodwater. In New Jersey, whole neighborhoods vanished underwater. Families grabbed whatever they could carry and ran for their lives. Cars were lifted like toys and swept away in seconds. Up through New York and New England, beaches were shut down, dunes collapsed, and streets filled with water. For many, it felt like the end of the world had arrived at their doorstep. This wasn't just another storm. This was history, one coastal town at a time. The Outer Banks were the first to face Erin's fury. Picture this: giant walls of water crashing onto fragile barrier islands, smashing dunes like they were sand castles. Highway 12, the only road connecting these thin strips of land, was ripped apart and swallowed by the sea. Families rushed to escape while tourists dragged suitcases through pounding rain, trying to evacuate before it was too late. By nightfall, the Atlantic had broken through protective dunes, creating rivers where roads used to be. Homes that once stood proudly by the beach now dangled on collapsing cliffs, their wooden stilts shaking as waves pounded again and again. One eyewitness said, "The ocean didn't just look angry, it looked alive, like nothing could stop it." Farther north, the storm tightened its grip. In Ocean City, Maryland, waves slammed into the seawall, sending salt water flying across boardwalks. City officials made an urgent call. Every single beach closed, no swimming, no surfing, no exceptions. In Delaware, beach access was cut off. Red flags whipped in the wind, warning everyone to stay back. Virginia Beach felt the storm's claws. 2 winds over 45 miles per hour bent power poles and ripped shingles from rooftops. The governor gave a chilling warning: "Your car is not a submarine. Don't risk it. Turn around, don't drown." Then came New Jersey, the storm's next target. Within hours, entire towns went under. Families were trapped in their homes as floodwater rose around them. Rescue teams waded through chest-deep water, pulling people from stranded cars. Dozens of water rescues were reported in just one day. Officials begged residents, "Move your cars, stay away from flood zones, and don't go near downed power lines." Many of those wires were still alive, sparking in the floodwater. Even farther up the coast, New York City shut down every beach. Lifeguards blew whistles and shouted warnings as giant waves slammed into the shore. Still, a few surfers defied the bans, chasing what they called the ride of a lifetime, risking death for adrenaline. Across Long Island, ferries were canceled, families stranded. On Cape Cod, dunes collapsed, sending walls of sand across roads. Gusts rattled windows from Connecticut to Massachusetts, and entire communities faced flooding they never expected. As floodwaters rose, heroes stepped forward. In New Jersey, firefighters waded through waist-deep water, pulling children to safety. Swiftwater rescue teams launched inflatable boats in Virginia and Maryland. Helicopters hovered over rooftops, airlifting stranded residents. Volunteers formed human chains, guiding neighbors through raging currents. Amid all the destruction, courage shined through. Communities refused to give up. When Erin finally pulled away, the nightmare wasn't over. Dunes had collapsed, seas were shattered, and coastal towns were left exposed and weak like armor ripped from a body. Engineers worked day and night to rebuild barriers, but it was a race against time. Experts warned, storms are getting stronger, faster, and deadlier. Hurricane Erin wasn't just a storm, it was a warning of what's coming next. And now, just like I promised, here's the one tip that could save your life. If you live anywhere near the coast, always keep an emergency go bag ready. Inside it, you need clean water, a flashlight, and backup batteries, a first aid kit, and your most important documents sealed in a waterproof folder. It sounds simple, but when you only have minutes to escape, that one bag can mean survival for you and your family. So please never underestimate a storm. We can't control nature, but we can control how prepared we are. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your one click might give someone else the warning they need before the next storm hits. Stay safe, stay prepared. And remember, bad enough is often all it takes.